Hey everybody, JGC Anime here, and today I'm kind of doing something a bit different from what I normally do, which is usually like, the whole multiple different animes and their reviews and whatnot. Today I was gonna actually talk about a show kind of episodically. Like, I don't know if I'll actually do more episodic reviews. Heck, I don't even know if I'm gonna continue doing these after this video, but today I want to talk about something truly fascinating to me with my experience of trying to watch an anime known as like my gifts level 900 or 9,999 unlimited gacha. The revenge party one and yada yada, that one. I just finished watching the first 2 episodes, and today for this video, probably the first time ever on this channel, well, besides like that one time I did a Mushoku Tensei OVA review, but moving past that, this is probably one of the first times I've ever talked about shows within their episodes themselves without really talking about the whole thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna say right from the get-go, this will be filled with spoilers for the first 2 episodes of this anime, and I don't know exactly, again, if I'm going to continue doing this type of thing, but I wouldn't mind if people want me to do this to try to keep my uploads more consistent, since talking about specific episodes over full shows is much more doable. But if people want that, we'll have to see after this video goes out. But getting right into it, I went into this anime really not expecting anything, and so when I watched the first episode, I was ready to think, oh man, this is just probably gonna be another random harem overpowered protagonist type thing. And episode 1 surprised me, because going into episode 1, a lot of what happens is basically just the story of, the title itself. The main character ends up joining a party of people in a world where humans are looked down upon as like the worst race. He ends up joining this group of adventurers who are all from different races, apparently to try to bring them all together and kind of show that they no longer have to suffer from issues of like diversity and stuff like that, or like, the diversity in the sense of like they only stick to one group. Now there's just a total group of like different races of elves, beastmen, dwarves, and whatnot. And they ended up inviting our main character Light onto their team, and as the title of the anime says, they betray him. And that part of the episode I was expecting to be extremely boring, because you already know what's going to happen. It's just going to take forever to build up to that. But surprisingly, no, it was actually really good. Like, I was shocked at how well paced everything was being. Like, I was truly invested in seeing how he gets betrayed and how things lead up to the point where he ends up getting almost killed by this party, which I was not expecting. I was expecting them to just like push him off like a cliff or something, or basically do something. But no, they were actually trying to kill this guy. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh crap, they're actually taking this seriously. And then, he gets sucked up in a teleportation portal down to like the very lowest floors where he's against a monster that's level 1000. And when he tries to pull out his one main ability, this being a gacha system, which he's not like a reincarnation or anything. This is not an isekai. This is just a fantasy anime. But he has this gacha system that normally can't really do too much. It can summon things, but not very great things. However, because he is now in this lower area with a bunch of mana, apparently that actually ups his gacha rates. And thus, because of that, he's able to summon a level 9,999 card with this character called May the Maid, which, very on the nose, but it is what it is. May the Maid, it's cool. But he summons her, and she pledges her loyalty, and he talks about how he's going to get revenge on his party for everything they've done. And I was really excited to see where things went from there, because like that first episode was actually so freaking good. Like, I have not been that invested in a first episode of a new anime I've watched since Sakamoto Days. Like, I admit that I kind of dropped Sakamoto Days after a while because I just wasn't like super duper into it. However, that first episode of Sakamoto Days to me was peak cinema. Like, it was so good, it made me want to keep watching. And it actually stayed that way for a while. Like, for the first half of the show, I stayed super into it. So I was really excited with this show, especially because it actually seemed to have like the same art style as Danmachi, which I know it's not the same writer, it's a different writer, but I'm guessing there might have been some people from Danmachi who were working on this because the art style was very similar. And so I was very curious to see where they would go with this, since, Danmachi's pretty high quality and I really love that show. So I was curious to see how they would adapt this other person's story and see how they would handle it. So I finished episode 1 just flabbergasted, thinking I've watched a few other anime from this season, including Sanda and May I Ask One Final Thing, which both shows are pretty solid, but I wouldn't say either really grabbed me with their first episode. They were both just kind of fun. I enjoyed them enough. But that first episode with the unlimited gacha, it blew me away with how good it was. Like, I was flabbergasted thinking, oh man, this is gonna be actually a pretty good show. Like, this was really good. And then I decided, you know what? I enjoyed the first episode so much, let's watch the next one. The tonal whiplash that I suffered is crazy. Like, everything I thought episode 1 was gonna, like, slowly build to, just all happens in episode 2. Like, it jumps from a main character who's weak but can summon OP characters to just suddenly, he has this whole town, like, it jumps to 3 years later, he has this whole town of people who are OP, and he just, like, he's been training, and now he's incredibly strong, and suddenly he summoned all of these gacha characters, and it's just, dude, the tonal whiplash was suddenly just having, like, a whole town of people who worship him to no end, with no build-up towards it at all, just instantly there. And then the whole episode is less focused on trying to explain things and more so just kind of being, hey, meet all these wacky characters where 99% of them are in love with our MC and will do weird things like rub their faces on his bed or, you know, want to sniff his clothes or whatnot. You know, the weird kind of obsessed stuff, kind of like with Albedo and Overlord. And the tonal whiplash to me is just insane. It's why I wanted to make this video, because I don't think I've ever seen a show which dropped the idea it was going for so quickly in terms of, like, the truly interesting concept. Like, I was really excited to see what he would do. Heck, if this whole season was just dedicated to him building up his town to then go and take his revenge in the next season, I feel like that would have been fine. But instead, we have a massive time skip, and it's so bizarre. And there's even some stuff that's kind of weird in dialogue as well. Like, at the end of episode 1, it says, right after I summoned the maid, I was about to summon someone else. Only for them in episode 2 to tell us, oh no, he actually didn't summon someone for another 3 months, which confused me a bit. But I just was amazed at how much I didn't enjoy episode 2. Like, there still was some good moments here and there, but it was basically just exactly what I thought the show was going to be from the get-go. Just all the generic harem, rom-com type genericness you'd see in these types of stories. And while sometimes that can work, it has to be worked around in a specific way. Like, for example, The Eminence in Shadow. I've talked about that show so much on this channel because it's one of my absolute top favorite shows of all time. And while that also does the similar thing, where it introduces all the characters kind of off screen, like besides Alpha, most of the characters in the Eminence Shadow kind of get introduced off screen, and that's not really the focus. Like, they aren't like suddenly an integral part of the show. You're not expected to follow them, you're expected to follow Sid. But in this second episode, the Lights, the main character of the Gacha anime, he's barely relevant. He only appears for like 4 or 5 minutes of the entire episode, and most of it's just following this one night lady around as she's acts all dumb while she goes around doing whatever she wants. And it just felt like such tonal whiplash. And I don't know, I just didn't really like it that much compared to the first episode. Like, the first episode to me was such a good start, and I was so excited to see where the story went from there, that for them to suddenly jump towards a 3-year time skip where now he's built this whole town and now he's super OP and he summoned all these people to be super OP. It was, I said it before, but it's tonal whiplash, man. Like, the whiplash that came from one episode being super serious and dark and focused, suddenly being wacky harem shenanigans, was insane. Like, I never knew episode quality in terms of writing could suddenly drop off so fast. Though I am still gonna keep watching, and again, if this video does well enough, I'll probably upload my feelings on more of the episodes. We'll have to see, because this is still a new thing for me. I'm not used to watching shows and then reviewing them. I'm used to just watching them all in one go and then reviewing them. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to talk about this show because I thought the first episode was super freaking good. Like, I was astounded by how invested I got in the story and the main character, how well handled it was. I really liked it a lot. Only for the second episode to just drop the ball so hard by just turning it into what I expected from this show. Something I really wasn't a big fan of. But as I said, I'll still watch more. I'll see how it goes. I'll see where the show goes from here. But I just wanted to talk about that. Like, these aren't meant to be like full-on reviews or anything. These are just meant to be me talking about the episodes and my personal feelings to them. And what I found was the first episode had a lot of good qualities with some good pacing and good storytelling overall, and I really enjoyed it. Whereas the second episode, well, it had some good jokes here and there, like when the night Gacha lady breaks a wing off the angel of the main character's throne, and then the maids try to clean it afterwards after she puts it back and it falls back off, and now they think they did it, which was kind of funny. But overall, the episode definitely was not very good, and I really hope it improves from here, but it was pretty disappointing to have such a bizarre alteration in terms of tone so quickly. But I hope it gets better from here, and yeah. That's all I like to say, and thank you all for watching. If you're new to the JGC Anime channel, don't forget to subscribe as the anime fans to the channel. And as I've said before, if you guys do want to see more of this episodic type discussion, let me know, and I might do more of this in the future. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all around. Peace!